Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I thought it was a cracking derby day. 7 out of the 9 winners. And here we are for Melbourne Cup Day. Race 1 is the Group 3 Darley Maribyrnong Plate, and I'm with Diameter here. I think that this horse has jumped out really well. It's drawn the right part of the straight to get the cushy run to sit back and be bombing them late. And I think that's exactly what this horse will do. Damien Lane for Chris Waller. In an open 2-year-old race, I'm happy to be with this first starter. Tornado Valley in for second. This horse ran really well in the Debutante Stakes at Caulfield, where, in my opinion, he didn't know what he was doing. But comes up the straight. Zara off, Brownie on. I think can run well. Luna Vega in for third. This horse has jumped out really well. 2 from 2 at the jump outs and can run extremely well. And Saluki in for fourth. What a thrill it would be for Tony Sandy to bring back some memories on this day with the Maccabi Diva Silks. Diameter in the Maribyrnong Plate for mine. Race number 2 at Flemington is the MA Services Grand Benchmark 80 over the 2,000 metres, and I've got Mac Dane on top. This horse is simply too classy for these. This horse is flying fit, in form, straight to the front from barrier number 1. Craig Williams for Mick Kent, and I think that this horse is extremely hard to beat. Party Crasher for Mark Zara is the horse on the way up, straight to the 2,000 metres off a good 1,400 metre first up run. Jaunt Barrier 14 is the only career, though, is the horse on the way up. It has a phenomenal record, 3 from 6 with 2 seconds, and can win. Geigenbach in for third. It has been running some very good races. 3 wins from its last 4 starts, and that only defeat was a second. Barrier number 3 for Bo Mertens, Michael Price and Mick Kent Jr. I think is slightly over the odds at $8, and the Muffin Man in for 4. But Mac Dane, race number 2 at Flemington, I couldn't go past it. Race number 3 at Flemington is the listed Tab Trophy over the 1,800 metres, and I've got Champagne Hero on top. I'm quite confident on this horse as well. He's hard fit, 5th up, back from the 2,000 metres of the Spring Champion, a mile back in class and grade. Blake shit in the saddle from the outside draw. I think he'll go straight to the front. Waterhouse and Bott, we know what they can do, and I just think that this horse will win. Luna Bay in for second at $23. I thought was way over the odds. I know he's only coming off at maiden, but this horse will stay all day. Or maiden win and then running second at his next start. Joe Moreira in the saddle, 55 kilos. Little Crew the outside draw, but I think he'll be charging home. Arabian Prince is the horse that's probably the class horse of this field in running. But I just think he's had 3 goes to break his maiden, all in good races. He'll run the 1,800 metres on his head, and he has run well over the 1,800 metres before at Flemington in the Biley, but yeah, I thought he would have broken his maiden by now. And there's been a lot of money for Different Gravy. Unsure why, but punters seem to be confident. Champagne Hero for mine in the Tab Trophy. Race number 4 at Flemington is the Schweppervescence Plate over the 1,000 metres, and I'm with the class horse here in Peloton. And I think James McDonald will be riding this pretty. Clearly the one to beat in my opinion. He's just got a mile of class on these horses. Drawn a beautiful Elliott barrier number 5. Hard fit. I just can't see him getting beaten. Street Artist in for second. Is only in his first preparation, in his first go up the straight. So that's a little bit of a career from the outside draw, but he can run really well. Best of the rest of them. Van Gogh Bank Check. Won impressively on debut. Jamie Mallam sticks with this horse from the outside draw. Can run well, and that's Money Brother. I had to put 1 for 4th. Paladin will win the Schweppervescence Plate. Very confident. Race number 5 on Melbourne Cup Day, and it is the Australian Heritage Cup over the 2,800 metres at benchmark 96 level, and I've got Litz Deal on top. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say, that this horse doesn't like wet ground, but I'm convinced that this horse is absolutely flying. The run in the St. Leger was what convinced me to go with this horse. This horse will run the 2,800 metres, no problem at all. Has experience at Flemington. The track in the St. Leger that day was softer than a good 4, so I think it can handle it. Bolted in the Phillies Classic, he has been working up well to win this campaign. Could it come here? I think so. 18, 2024, running consistent races, 5th, 4th, and 2nd. Should have won last start. I think it's the best horse of the race, and I think it's going to win. Golden Century. The reason the money's come for this horse is because he's an absolute swimmer, and he will handle the wet track. Cadmus, I didn't think it was a bad horse at odds, considering he's coming out of the Coonji, was 3 wide the trip there. I thought he ran as a respectable race, and prior to that was on the heels of Kingswood and Golden Path at Flemington, so can run well, and Cleveland in 4/4. But let's deal for mine in the Australian Heritage Cup. I'm happy enough to be with him. Flemington race number 6 is a listed Kirin Ichiban plate over the 1800 metres, and I am with Athanatos on top. This is my best bet on Melbourne Cup Day. I think that this horse is going to trot in here. He's been flying this campaign. He's hard fit, even with the wide draw. I think he can park somewhere outside of the leaders. With Kingswood going forward, Apulia can be handy with Major Bill, Tim Clark, Adrian Button, Gay Waterhouse should be going forward. I think that this horse gets such a great run, has been absolutely flying this campaign, and I think that with Craig Williams aboard, can win. The stable won it last year with Aaron Bay, and I think that they can go back-to-back. Kingswood was a little bit disappointing in Sydney last start. They had to do a stack of work early, so happy to forgive. The wet track is a little bit of a query. St. George, same thing, the track query. But he was flying home in the Seymour Cup. But Athanatos had a length in the Sandown Stakes on Coated Lantique, and St. George, while running home and was impressive behind that horse, still got beaten by it. So I couldn't quite have him above Athanatos, but Athanatos beat Coated Lantique home and has fitness. Unspoken ran a narrow second in this race last year and hasn't had many starts since. Athanatos for mine. Philip Stokes to go back-to-back in the Furphy Plate.
At the 300, they reached the lead together from Count Chivas, and then came Grey Shot and Skybo well back. It's Saintly at the 200. Saintly dashing 2 lengths in front. Cummings and Beedman. Cummings going for 10, and he's got it. Saintly well clear of Count Chivas, nothing like a Dane, and Skybo, but Saintly wins it easily. Clear of Coachwood, and then came Quick Ransom. It's Doremus in front inside the 200 metre mark, led by a length to Nothing Like a Dane, giving everything. Then Quick Ransom, Coachwood and Vintage Crop, but it's all Doremus at the 100. Raced away 3 lengths to Nothing Like a Dane, and then came Vintage Crop, but Doremus takes the double. Doremus 3.5. And Lachlan River, here comes Like a Pelkett and Excellent, but Makati Diva clear with 100 metres to go. Excellent runs to second. Olajourn runs on, but a champion becomes a legend. Makati Diva has won it from Red Cadeau, tackled by Fiorente. Mount Athos kicking back on the inside. It's Fiorente in front on the outside with Red Cadeau. Fiorente and Red Cadeau from Mount Athos. Fiorente just in front of Red Cadeau, who's coming back. Fiorente by a neck. Oliver's lifting him, and Fiorente won the Melbourne Cup for Gay. Red Cadeau second, Mount Athos third. 7 on.
And here we are, the Lexus Melbourne Cup for 2025, and I am with Presage Nocturne. I think this horse is extremely hard to beat. Great run on the Caulfield Cup. The history says that the Caulfield Cup runners always run well, and I think that this horse getting 2.5 kilos weight swing on half yours from that horse getting 5 kilos on it in the Caulfield Cup will thrive on the wet ground. Runs at 3,200 metres on his ear. I think this horse is extremely hard to beat in this year's Melbourne Cup. Half yours in for second. This horse is absolutely flying, coming through the Turnbull Caulfield Cup winner as a short price favourite, and also winning the naturalism earlier in the spring. Has no weight and can win. Riffa, probably arguably the best horse in the race of the internationals, being a multiple Group 1 winner overseas, weighted up to his best and drawn wide. That wouldn't surprise me at all for Mark Zara to put this horse into the race and come charging home. Buckaroo was not too far off Globe or Sir Delius, and then ran a narrow second. Via Sistina is a horse that has the weight for H form, and that is flying. That goes up quite significantly in weight from its last year's effort at the Melbourne Cup, and I think, but arguably is going better than he was prior to when he contested last year's Melbourne Cup, and further in 4/5. Presage Nocturne, I don't think you can go wrong backing him in this year's Melbourne Cup. Race number 8 at Flemington is the listed Amanda Elliott for Lexus over the 1,400 metres, and I've got Navy Pilot on top. And I think this horse is hard to beat. James McDonald in there settle for Kirin. Barry number 4. The Guineas form's absolutely superb. With Observer coming out winning the Derby last week, also winning the Vase. Vinrock was well back to win the Carbine Club as the first race of the Carnival, so I think all the form stacks up, and this horse is hard to beat. Off being well backed in the Caulfield Guineas and running home hard. J-Mac on, good draw, handles the wet. It could just be a good thing. Katsumi Orochi in for second on debut. The track was softer than a good 4. Was a very good maiden win. Don't think he wants it too wet, but from the outside draw, TC in the settle with the 54 might be Catch Me If You Can tactics, and $18 is way over the odds. Ripley in for third, and Vega for Luck in for fourth. But I've got Navy Pilot on top and the Amanda Elliott. I think it can score for J-Mac. Race number 9 at Flemington in the second last of the day. It's the Group 3 Hong Kong Jockey Club Stakes over the 1400 metres, and while Fancify might be the best horse in the race with the fitness, it's a genuine wet track query, and that's enough to sway me off it. I'm with Surfing Bird on top. I think that this horse for Tim Clark, Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott is the horse on the rise, 4 from 5, will handle the wet track, has a soft 7 win to his name, 55 kilos, carries no weight off carrying big weights his last 3 wins, draws perfectly in barrier number 6. I think that this horse is the one to beat. Keep Your Cool is also now accepted for Oaks Day, so it's going to be interesting to see where this horse goes and where it runs. But Craig Williams here, 55 kilos, will handle the wet, is hard fit and flying. Fancify looking to go forward and go back-to-back in this race. Genuine wet track query, though was very good last start, considering was pressured all the way on the horse on inside and out as a $1.70 favourite, and considering where those two horses, the horse on its inside, the leader, and the horse on its outside pressuring it, dropped off, and where Fancify finished, great run. Dance to the Booms, absolutely flying, coming down from Sydney for Beyond Baker, winner of its last couple, and I think can run well. Surfing Bird, though, he might be way up in grade, but I think he ticks a lot of boxes in the Hong Kong Jockey Club Stakes. Race number 10 at Flemington is a benchmark 90 over the 1400 metres, and I've got Sabaj on top. Any sniff of luck would have gone close to winning last start in Sydney, and I think that that's the best lead-in reference here. Form-wise, that is. His only other defeat came when he was a short price favourite and got beaten by Gala Queen at Morpheville. He had a couple of defeats prior to that as well. But this horse is, I think, the best horse in the race. Mark Zara blew away Derby Day, and I think will blow them away here on Cup Day in the last. I think he's just he's the one you're going to be wanting to be on when he comes charging home, let's say that. Persian Spirit will handle the wet track, no issue. Barrier 18, 54 kilos for Harry Coffey, could be the spoiler. Sunshine in My Pocket is a good horse, though. Would prefer it dry, and Windstorm. If it's a genuine bog track, Blake Shin aboard, he can get involved. But Sabaj on top in the last, class surely just gets him home. Thank you everyone for watching my preview for Cup Day. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see everybody for the preview for Crown Oaks Day coming very soon.